Boxing King Media in association with Box Raw. Sam Jones, I've got no idea. What is that? A photo frame behind you? Is that? What is that?
No, no, literally, I'm having an extension done, so it's all like open plan. So excuse me.
Good stuff, man. It looks like a photo frame on here. Let's jump straight into it, Sam. The first thing I want to
Yeah,
speak to you about is it's a year today.
yeah,
Probably just over a year ago, a few weeks over that. Me and you met up in Wolverhampton, Warsaw, sorry. Interviewed Ali Tazim. He passed away a year ago today, and I think it'd be good just to start with, just have a quick chat about Ali. Still doesn't sound real, does it? Still don't feel real.
I remember speaking to you on the. You were the person that like we were speaking about it, and I didn't think it was real. I didn't think. I remember it so clearly. Like it proper gutting to like even speak about it even now. Like it was like when we were speaking about it, when I saw the picture come up. So I remember you sent me something, and it was so early in the morning, early hours of the morning, and I thought it was somebody that like he knew, or somebody like it was, oh god, it was absolutely horrific. And then yeah, a year. I can't believe how quickly it's gone. I think about him all the time. He was going to be, well, listen, like what we always said, he can't be a world champion here, but he'll be a world champion in heaven. So rest in peace, Ali. We're always thinking about you. You will never ever be forgotten, young champ.
It's worth mentioning that the people that have kind of benefited from Ali's death, and it might sound like a crazy statement, but his dad set up a charity organization in Ali's name. And on the back end of that, I don't quote,
Yeah,
he's built 2 to 3 orphanages in Pakistan, I believe,
crazy.
which is bonkers. So his death has kind of helped a lot of orphans in other parts of the world to have a.
Raised a lot of awareness, and yeah, like around, yeah, it's unbelievable, mate, unbelievable. And yeah, his dad is like a credit, because his dad opened the gym, the pound for pound gym for Ali, specifically for Ali. And now there's different branches. He's producing amateur champions. But yeah, his dad, Dr. T, big shout out, Dr. T. I mean, he's my friend for life. So yeah, thinking about him today, I messaged him. I messaged him first thing this morning, because again, I still quite can't believe it's been a year. It's quite staggering, really, how fast time goes. But yeah, tragically lost his life in a car accident way too soon. But listen, he will never be forgotten. I'll never forget him, and I'll take Ali with me everywhere. All the boxing, anything to do with boxing, he's always there.
100%. And if people are wondering who Ali Tazim was, just check our latest Instagram post at Boxing King Media. I've just posted a clip of his last interview that he did literally a couple of weeks before his death. Um,
Yeah,
and just moving on, Sam, got to speak to you. There's been a lot of talk and opinion on Joyce's performance. I know you've come out and you did an interview the other day, but just following on from that now,
yeah,
question marks whether he should take this rematch or not.
yeah.
Eddie has done an interview today, basically saying if he does a rematch, he probably should just retire.
I, it's hard for me to say it, but I half agree, because I just think that, bear in mind, yeah, I get messages all the time. Oh, Joe, this, what's happening with Joe? People will, if I ever get stopped, it's because people are asking me, oh, what's happening with Joe Joyce? What's happening with Joe? Because they know me from my time with Joe. I don't manage Joe anymore. I don't manage him anymore. He's just my friend. For 18 months, I've not managed Joe. But if I'm advising Joe, I've spoke to Joe at great length yesterday, and I I'm not a trainer, yeah. I don't profess to be a trainer. I'm not a boxing historian, yeah. I know my stuff, yeah. I know my stuff, but but I know Joe. I know Joe Joyce, yeah. And I'm telling you now, he will beat Zhang in the rematch. Did he underestimate him? Probably, yeah. Was the sparring good enough? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Joe was in great shape. You saw he's obviously worked hard in training camp, but it's knowing somebody, yeah. And this is no disrespect to Larry Wade, because Larry Wade is a top strength and conditioning coach, yeah. Works with a lot of top guys, but you have to know Joe, yeah. He's 37, not 27. To strip a stone away from Joe is ludicrous. So when people say, "Oh, it's nothing to do with weight, he was walking into backhands," correct, yeah, correct. He was walking into backhands, and the game plan didn't seem like it was. There was no game plan. There was no game plan. So everybody has to look at themselves, not just the coach, who I love Ismail Salas, genius of a trainer, but everybody has to look at themselves in these situations and think, we got it wrong. His weight was wrong. The game plan was wrong. Yeah. Zhang, the better man on the night, won. What I will say is this, and people can say whatever they want. Joe, I've even some people say questioning Joe's chin. Are you mad? Joe was rocked. Yes, Joe was rocked, but he didn't get put on the deck. He didn't get put on the deck. You watched the round. I think it was just before the round. The Howard Foster waved it off. Zhang was blowing out of his arse. I still believe Joe would have turned that fight around, yeah? But hindsight's a beautiful thing. The fight got stopped. The better man on the night won the fight, period, yeah? Joe has a rematch clause in his contract, which sometimes rematch clauses are bullshit, but Joe's given Zhang a voluntary shot at what Joe's worked his whole life for, yeah? To get a shot at the world heavyweight title. He deserves his rematch. Joe Joyce, if he makes the adjustments, yeah, puts his stone back on in weight, I'm telling you now, he will beat Zhang. Did I underestimate Zhang? Absolutely. Hands up. Hands up, I got it wrong, yeah, as my personal opinion. We can all get it wrong, yeah? We can all get it wrong. I'm happy to admit that.
Did you underestimate him, Sam, even despite what he did to Hrgovic?
No, it wasn't the fact that I always knew him. Listen, I always said Zhang was dangerous early. I just think Joe getting Zhang in the second half of the fight, Joe would have won the fight. But Joe's game plan, it wasn't a game plan. He was just so careless in the ring. Zhang couldn't miss with the southpaw backhand. He just couldn't miss. It was like an arrow. Just kept hitting him in the head. No complaints about it. The better man won the fight. So when all these dickheads that talk on here saying, "Oh, he's just," the better man won, no problem. But give Joe the opportunity to right the wrong. Yeah, give him the opportunity, because before that, Joe's worked his whole life. He's knocked Parker out. No one's ever come close to knocking Parker out. Joe destroyed him. Yeah. Joe's gonna run for everybody. All of a sudden, he's shit. All of a sudden, Joe is shit. Yeah. This is what people are now saying. It's bollocks, mate. Honestly, boxing is the only sport, Joe Joyce aside, talking about AJ here, talking about Wilder when he lost it to Tyson. All of a sudden, these fighters are no good. These fighters are no good because they've lost. Imagine in other top class sport like tennis, Nadal goes out and he loses a match, or Djokovic loses. Oh, he's shit. It's mental. The mentality some people have of boxing in general. So I'm not just talking about Joyce. I'm talking about boxing in general. He's lost the fight. He's lost the fight.
AJ's had fair bit of that as well.
This is what I mean. I mean, Eddie just said on an interview there, and bear in mind, you know this, everyone knows about me. I'm an Anthony Joshua fan. I love AJ, but Joe Joyce has never boxed an elite heavyweight. I agree with that. Joe Joyce hasn't boxed an elite heavyweight. No fault of his own. Joe Joyce wants to fight elite heavyweights, but nobody wants to fight him. That's a fact. That is a fact. AJ, Klitschko aside, at 42 years old, who I believe was past his best, yeah, has boxed one elite heavyweight. Usyk, lost to him twice. Didn't even look like winning in either of the fights. Chisora pushed Usyk closer than AJ did. Fact. Does that mean AJ's not an elite heavyweight? So I just think that what Eddie said there was, I disagree with what Eddie was saying. About being elite heavyweight. AJ's an elite heavyweight, but you can't say because Joe's not boxed one or Joe's like, listen, fighters have off nights, mate. Tyson Fury boxed Otto Wallin, yeah, in Vegas. If that was in a British ring, I'm almost certain they would have waved it off of the cup. There's one defeat there. If it's in a British ring when Wilder hit Tyson Fury in the 12th round, when Tyson was like this on his back, the referee's waving it off me. John McDermott ran Tyson Fury close. That could have gone either way. That's 3 losses on the record. Fuck off. Do you understand what I mean? Fighters can have off nights. Zhang was the better man on the night, so I'll keep reiterating that. Congratulations. I really like his team. Tommy Lane, really good guy. Very happy for Zhang. Probably deserves his homecoming. And Joe should probably go to the Bird's Nest and rematch and get his shit back. But listen, this is top-level sport, mate. People lose. Andy Ruiz, a little fat man, beat Anthony Joshua in Madison Square Garden. No one thought that was going to happen. He came back, he regrouped, got his game plan right, and made it look easy in the rematch. I'm not even going to say the rematch will be easy for Joe, but I know Joe Joyce, yeah? So when people say about, oh, boxing, forget boxing. I know him personally. He will beat Zhang in the rematch.
Well, on the back end of that, you mentioned what Eddie said with regards to elite heavyweights. He did also say Usyk versus Joyce would be one of the greatest mismatches of all time.
Yeah. Okay, great. So could Derek Chisora beat Joe Joyce? No, not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. Derek Chisora ran Usyk. I'm not saying he won because I know some people said after the fight he won the fight. Never did he win that fight, but he ran him a lot closer than what AJ did. Styles make fights. Joe got the game plan horribly. Joe, everybody, yeah. So we can put everyone into this category. The team got it wrong for that fight. No doubts about it. But it doesn't mean that Salas is a bad trainer. Larry Wade's a bad strength conditioning coach. Yeah. Joe's a terrible boxer. The matchmaking. Listen, we get it wrong. We're human beings. You know what I mean? We're human beings. People get it wrong. And Joe Joyce deserves the opportunity to put it for. And Gareth A. Davis, when he was like saying, "Oh, Joe was a bit hesitant about," listen, he's been stopped. He's blind in one eye, and you're asking him questions about an immediate rematch. Listen, he's got his mum there in the ring. Joe's like not amazing in front of camera at the best of times, so he's not going to be giving you unbelievable answers as soon as he's just been hit with 60,000 backhands, southpaw backhands across 6 rounds by Zhang. Let him digest. I spoke to Joe, and Joe's like, "I want to fight him. I want to fight him." Like, that's the only fight for me personally. If I'm advising Joe Joyce, which I'm not in a professional way, he has to take that fight and get his shit back. Otherwise, what's the point? He's 37, not 27. But I know he can beat him.
Following on from that, Eddie did also suggest that, if Joe doesn't take the rematch, Zhang is potentially a contender for AJ if AJ does fight in July. If that does happen, how do you think that
AJ's not fighting Zhang, mate? AJ's not fighting Zhang.
Do you think it? I think Eddie suggested it's an easy fight for AJ. Zhang is.
Yeah, it's not an easy fight, mate. Eddie knows. Eddie's clever. Eddie's clever with what he says, mate. Eddie, listen, Jermaine Franklin, yeah, is a good heavyweight, yeah. He's not a world-class heavyweight. And AJ didn't come close to stopping him. Didn't even put one single dent in him. Hurt him with one body shot. Styles make fights, mate. Styles make fights. Zhang's not an easy fight for anybody. But listen, Zhang did his thing on Saturday. And like what I say, for the billionth time, congratulations to Zhang. Deserved winner. But I know Joe Joyce, yeah, a stone heavier, better game plan, far more respect for his opponent, yeah, he wins that rematch. So it is what it is. But listen, it is what it is. I'll back Joe 7 days a week to beat that guy in a fight.
Is that your passion and friendship talking, Sam, or is that you just being straight down the middle?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Zhang's a world beater heavyweight?
I think Zhang's very good.
Yeah, me too. I think he's very good. But we're talking like Zhang's this
him because of his age.
Yeah, no, mate. Whatever you want to say, I don't think Zhang's an unbelievable fighter. I just think he got everything correct. He was very relaxed, and he had a great night against Joe. So, because I don't want to take it away from him, but it's not like he's no Tyson Fury, mate. He's no Tyson Fury. He's no Alexander Usyk. He's a very, very good heavyweight. Joe just lost on the night to the better man.
So would the plan be, because I've been reading the trends online, people are saying, Joe would have got him tied. So is it a case of Joe just loses the early rounds and just lets him get tired?
No, not at all. It's a case of don't let him consistently hit you in the fucking head with the southpaw backhand. Bottom line, like if he's at arm's length, he kept walking on to the shots. You have to get closer to him, get on his chest, and listen, as I say, preparation is key. Preparation is key. World-class sparring is needed. Jalalov, perfect sparring for Zhang.
Brilliant sparring that. I'm sure you can make that.
Mate, Jalalov, perfect spar. Because let me tell you, if Joe Joyce is getting hit by Jalalov a couple of times in sparring, he ain't going to want to get hit a third time by Jalalov. Because Jalalov knock a dinosaur out. So you have that respect for who you're sparring. You're going to have that respect for the guy that's just stopped you in a fight. I'm telling you this, like, I swear to you, listen, I can get it wrong, but I know Joe, yeah, inside and out. I know him. He will beat Zhang in the rematch. I hope to God Adam and the team do the immediate rematch, and Joe gets in there and shows what he's really about in that fight. Because the fight was a shambles. Let's be perfectly honest. It was a complete shambles. Everything went terribly. But give him a chance to put it right before you all jump down his throat and say he's shit and say he's not worth a carrot.
I think that's probably the biggest learning from this. A lot of boxing fans are very critical of boxers, and again, Anthony Joshua, Joyce, both of them are victims of that. So I think it's worth highlighting that, and I think you've done it perfectly. There's so much more we could talk about, but I just only really wanted to talk to you about this current matter because it's
Listen, mate, I have to give. This is what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna. Everyone was like, "Oh, Sam's not gonna do anything." Mate, I don't manage Joe. I'm never going to shirk an interview. Win, lose or draw. Boxing is upward. Is so many ups and downs in boxing. I'm not going to shirk. And I didn't want to do. I did one with IFL. You asked me if, Sam, we do, and I said, mate, tomorrow, the next day, because I was just tired. Like, I was to talk. I don't want to repeat myself. But this is me being very, very open, mate, about stuff. I don't lie. I don't want to shirk interviews, but just it's hard. It's so hard to explain to people because people still think I manage Joe. I don't manage Joe. I will advise him as a pal, as a friend, and there's one part of that interview is true with what Eddie said. If he doesn't rematch Zhang, then what's the point? I agree. He has to get back in there and fight Zhang. Has to.
Well, hopefully that does happen, and let's see how it plays out. Sam, I genuinely appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. Good luck with the extension.
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much. And yes, going back to it, 1 year today, Ali Tazim. Rest in peace, Ali. And thinking about his family today, because he's got a beautiful family. He's got two brothers. And listen, it's I'm going to be at the memorial show. There's going to be a memorial show soon.
Yeah, May 20th. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there for that for sure.
And it's worth telling people to remember the name Zidane Tazim.
Zidane Tazim. Zidane the problem Tazim.
Good man. Sam, thank you.